For players who have options in their contracts, decision day for Kyrie Irving. We're 1 week away exactly. Next Wednesday, June 29th, is the deadline for the seven-time All-Star to decide whether or not he will exercise his player option and stay with the Brooklyn Nets or will he become a free agent. It's a $36.9 million player option for next season, his 12th NBA season. So will he or won't he? That is the biggest question in the NBA as we head into tomorrow night's draft night. Hello to senior NBA insider Adrian Wojnarowski. And Woj, until we get word from Camp Kyrie, we depend on people like you to tell us what you're hearing about the direction in which Kyrie Irving is leaning as of right now. What can you tell us?
Well, Sage, there's a couple different options for Kyrie Irving when it comes to his player option. He can opt in and extend for a year or 2 years or come to an agreement with the Nets. He could also opt out and, of course, become a free agent, but also turn that $36 million option into a new deal that could start at as much as $42 million with the Nets. And so those are the conversations that'll have to happen. But for Brooklyn right now, I think they're really navigating two fronts. One is trying to stay disciplined in their mind on a Kyrie Irving extension. This is a player who has not been as available to them as they've wanted the last couple of years. Clearly, Brooklyn has been hesitant to do a long-term deal with Irving, but they also run the risk of alienating Kevin Durant and perhaps unfastening him from his commitment to wanting to be in Brooklyn if Kyrie Irving were to leave. Now, Durant is just starting a new 4-year extension, so he's tied contractually to Brooklyn. In a perfect world, the Nets find a way to do a deal that still gives them some leverage to get Kyrie Irving on the court next season. But certainly, if he's willing to take significantly less money, he could walk. He could sign perhaps that $6 million exemption with the Lakers. Now, that would be a $30 million pay cut. He obviously last year lost about $17 million by staying unvaccinated and out of the Nets lineup.
So much at play with this decision. And if Kyrie does decide to leave, it'll be his 4th team in the last 5 years, which is hard to believe. Woj, sit tight. More with you in a second. Brian?
Okay, Sage, let's keep the Kyrie conversation going. Our NBA analyst, Redick, is with us now. Okay, JJ, so if Irving opts into the deal for next season, and outside of health, availability, which is always big with him, number one thing he should focus on if he's going to help lead those Nets to a deep postseason run next season?
It really comes down to just a commitment to the defensive end. The Brooklyn Nets were 20th in the NBA last year in defensive rating. They were even worse when Kyrie Irving was on the floor. And because the Brooklyn Nets don't have a lot of big wings on the perimeter, their smaller guards like Kyrie, Patty Mills, Seth Curry, they have got to be really, really good at the point of attack. And that's where I think this team can make a big improvement. If they do improve on the defensive end and they're all healthy and Kyrie Irving plays 65, 70 games, this is certainly a contender in the Eastern Conference.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.